You think I spoke the mic. Okay, we finna go live. Good
Well,
morning, and welcome to Monday Morning Talks. I am your girl Soso. I am here with my ladies Michelle, Miss Lachey, and Miss J.
hey
And
guys.
we are introducing our special guest, Papi Di4bl0. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's for I'm like D4bl0.
It's okay. I knew that was going to happen when I made the name that way.
You know how I remember how to spell it? Because my brother, his nickname is Bilo. So I was
Oh.
like D4bl0. So that's I know. I said die for Bilo. So that's how I remember how to spell it.
Hold on one second.
But okay,
So,
so
is there a link that we can send if someone can hit me back channel with that? Because I have people in the drippers asking about the link.
what do you mean, like for the show?
Mhm.
They can see it on YouTube,
YouTube.
Monday
On
Morning
YouTube?
Talk. Yep, and on Facebook, on the Monday Morning Talks Facebook page,
I'm
Gotcha,
gonna.
gotcha.
and my Twitter at Latrice Soso.
Oh, never mind. Somebody else posted it. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the same one that from last week for Suave.
Mario says strippers. Mario.
Hey,
Hey,
Oh no.
we need some
Honey
strippers for
drippers.
our birthday, Mario.
Mario, you trying to be our stripper?
No, honey drippers.
Gigolo.
Honey drippers is
Honey drippers.
thank you, Queen
Kingsford
Flo.
said, already done. Let's go. We can coming soon this morning. Mario said, I heard strippers. How did you hear strippers, Mario?
No, you heard drippers.
I mean,
Drippers.
I can grab
Leave
some
it up to
ones and
Mario.
just,
Leave
Oh,
it
he
up
said,
to
"Oh God,
Mario.
you don't want that. We don't want you to strip, Mario. You've been working out a
We
lot. We
might
want to see
want you
what's going
to.
on. Right. Want to see what's going on with all that workout, Mario."
Hey.
Right. See the progress that you're making.
that part.
And
Hey,
Shadon says, "Hey,
That's Suave.
Suave.
Hey,
Suave
Shaydan.
with the
everybody's
three
getting
E's.
their morning greetings." And then Queen
Gang,
Floyd
gang,
says, "Gang,
yes.
gang." Oh,
Gang,
so these are the
gang.
gang, gang peoples again.
Yep.
Yep.
We
Okay.
got the honey drippers in the
Listen,
house.
y'all ain't see it?
Yes, I saw it with
Gang, gang.
yeah.
Brilliantly filthy.
Yes.
That's why I'm excited.
Hi, Robbie.
Hey,
Robbie said, "What's
Robbie.
up, beautiful ladies?"
Hi,
Hey,
Robbie.
good morning.
Good
All right,
morning.
so we're gonna start. So Poppy,
Yes.
give us a little bio. Tell us about yourself and what you do and everything good.
That's such a loaded question.
That's a little, I know I had to put it all in one so you could just keep
Right.
going.
Just do the diarrhea of the mouth. Just keep it moving. Fill
Hey.
it out too much. It's all
The Diary of Papi Di4bl0.
right.
Actually, that's funny because I have a book coming soon. And one
Nice.
of the chapters is going to be the evolution of Diablo.
Oh wow! See,
Nice.
I already knew it. I knew it. That's why I said
Yes.
it.
So for those who are here who do not know who I am, allow me to introduce myself. I am Diablo. Poppy, if you bout that life. My pronouns are she, sim, they, them, repping the non-binary and trans masculine community in every space that I step in. I am intersex. Um, I am a shaman. I am also a music producer, along with my partner, DA Boogie, one of my partners. um, I am polyamorous. Um, I am of the pagan path um, and indigenous as fuck, Creek, Cherokee, and Blackfoot. And yeah, I am a daddy dom. Um, I love helping others grow. I love helping people reach the highest and greatest version of self. And so, yeah, however I do that is what works. I also like art. I'm autistic. And yeah, that's it.
What's a daddy dom? What's that? I mean, I've heard of dom. I've heard of sub. So what's a daddy dom?
Um, so I say daddy dom, but really to expound on that, it's primal sensual uh, daddy, primal sensual sadistic daddy dom. So there's a big bubble here, And there's a little bit of everything going on in that, but really what it is just basically um, helping people explore past those limits, um, helping walk them through their darkness and grow themselves, nurture them, provide, protect, teach, guide. So that's really where I am with that. I've been in the BDSM community since I was 17.
In the
And
what community? I'm sorry.
BDSM.
BDSM.
Hmm.
BDSM. Yes. Dom,
Yes.
submissive.
Hmm. I've
Right.
been in the
What is like
BDSM community since then.
binding? Is it like
Bondage is
binding?
part of it.
Knowledge?
Bondage is part of it.
Oh,
I've
The
actually been
the
into
50
so it's like
Shades
bondage.
of Grey.
SMS
Look,
type,
Okay.
50 Shades of Grey type.
Oh, don't
like
mention
SMS.
She was like, I don't know about that.
MSM, SMS. Is that
S&M is
S&M? Yeah.
yeah.
SMS is a text message, right?
Yes. I mean, I
I
do
was gonna
say
say, is she sending text? Like,
He's sending knowledge through text messages. That's what I was trying to say. Like
I
I
love
knew
you
it was
so
something like that. I was close. I was.
yes, I do text messages too because text
sometimes
messages
people need
happen.
some support that way.
right. So you so funny.
I was born in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which is near where I am right now. Um, but I've been all over. Lived in Cali, lived in Virginia,
Hmm.
so back and forth between the coasts, up and down when I was a kid. So
What
So
was your
what is
favorite?
intersex?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Right. We got
intersex.
questions. We got questions.
It's okay. I'm open to answering. Um, Intersexuality is basically when you are between worlds, so to speak. So we have the binary, and the binary is really uh, black and white when it comes to identifications. It's, male or female. It's the gender that you were assigned at birth. Someone who is intersex could be intersex because of ambiguous genitalia or because of hormonal differences when it comes to those two identifiers. So there's not necessarily completely uh, female identifier or markers or male identifiers or markers chromosomally. So
Like
Oh.
what is it? Hermaphrodite.
that is one way of saying it. It's a very outdated term because there's a lot more that goes with it than the ambiguous genitalia.
So it's like a hermaphrodite, like what is it? A female or something?
Yeah, but we try not to use those terms because those are
Oh.
used very derogatorily.
Oh, okay.
So intersex, is it something that is biological only, or is it something that
Yeah,
how
it is a physiological, biological thing. There are sometimes, like I said, somebody could be diagnosed as intersex by way of maybe having both sets of genitalia,
Mhm.
or they could be diagnosed that way because of some kind of, hormonal imbalance. Um, so for me, what I learned was that one of the things that they do with young children who may be intersex, and I say may be because it's like there's really no genetic testing that's done at birth to say, okay, you're XX and you're XY. They don't really do that. And so usually what they do is they just assign you a birth based on what your genitals look like. They're like, okay, you have a slit, so you look close to that.
Hmm.
So they assign you as female. Or you have, something protruding, so they assign you as, male. So there's really no genetic testing that's done at birth to say one or the other. It's just by look. And so that's why in the intersex community, we say AMAB, which is assigned male at birth, or AFAB, which is assigned female at birth.
Mm. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
education.
I
Okay.
know. We're learning a
We
lot
Learning
got the
today.
health
today.
class, health 101.
So you
But yeah,
mentioned that you're a part of the poly. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
No, go
Michelle.
ahead. Go ahead.
You're a part of the poly community. Have you
Yes.
ever tried a monogamous relationship? Did it not work out? What was the reason to go into poly?
Yeah, about that.
About this poly
I
life.
I had leaned poly for majority of my life, and it wasn't until after separating from my soon-to-be ex-headache that I
I love
realized
it.
that I am definitely not at all. And sometimes we stay in these dynamics because of lack of vocabulary, lack of just knowledge, and we confine ourselves to these ways of being because we're told that it's the right thing to do, but nobody's really checking if it's the right thing for us.
Mm.
And so for me, when I started getting vocabulary about um, polyamory and just, different love styles, because I had already come out um, as bi when I was 12 to my friends, came out to my parents when I was 16. But then I started finding more vocabulary as time went on. And I'm like, wow, there's this term called pansexual. Oh, I feel more like that. There's this term called genderqueer. Wow, I feel like I've
I
been
think I
that
relate
since
with
I
that.
was younger.
Hmm.
What in the world is going on? What else can I learn? So, doing the digging, doing the work. And by doing that, I learned about polyamory, and I was married, monogamous marriage at the time,
Okay.
told my then partner, and yeah, that went about as well as you can expect. And as I'm going along, I'm finding that there were differences. There were differences between being in a polyamorous dynamic or relationship versus actually being a poly person.
Mm.
And finding myself as a poly person, I'm like, yeah, so can we renegotiate some things? Because
This ain't
this is
working.
not working.
What's the difference between being a person and being in a relationship? Because I would think you would have to be a poly person to be in a poly relationship, right?
I mean, you can be in a poly relationship and not be a poly person. There are people who, lean monogamously who are okay with, their partners dating multiple other people,
Hmm.
uh,
True.
Like
but not necessarily do it themselves.
Mm.
mm.
So, there's ways to be in a poly dynamic while not being a poly person. Um, but then that's kind of questionable because then it's like, there's so many differences in mindset when it comes to, poly versus monogamous.
Mm.
And so, that really just depends on the willingness of the two people that are, in that connection and how much they can bend. So,
Got
So
it.
let's go to some comments, I guess. We have Imani,
Bye.
Rafi for
Hi,
the heart
Imani.
love. And Mario said he did his hair like Jordan's today. Yay. Mario
Mario,
has
you
no
wish
style.
you had enough hair to put into a puff like mine.
Mario got an afro. Hey.
And Angelique said,
hey,
I'm here,
Hi,
aka
Angelique.
Angel. Mr. Universe,
Kai,
lots
yeah,
of
Miss
support.
Universe.
King Kai,
Getting a lot of love here.
Zubu.
Papi. Love you, Diablo. My familia siempre.
Mi familia siempre.
Yeah, something
Siempre.
like that.
Mi familia siempre.
Which means my family always.
Todo está bien, it's
Yeah.
okay.
No habla español.
Un pequeño. Un poquito.
So, hey,
Always my
Just a
family.
little bit.
That's all I'm saying.
that's why I need to stop reading
Hey,
comments because I'm always messing up.
You do so
Somebody else will
good
take
Mr.
though.
over these
Urban to you.
I love how you mess up, friend. It be love.
Hey, Mojave. That's you.
Mojave.
My captain. I'm not gonna read their urban
I sang for
gorilla.
Mojave for his birthday, and I didn't get a song back. I just want to
Oh,
put that out there, Mojave.
The captain of the honey
Honey
drippers.
Drip. Yes, yes. Diablo
Yeah, I
is the
learned about the
captain
honey
of the
drippers
honey.
last week.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Excuse me, Miss J said, "Hey, love." I mean, that's a comment.
Look,
My
see, I'm
people
gonna
need
get
you.
all of the love today.
I know.
Yes. Yes. See,
Y'all got a good community on y'all clubhouse. I'm gonna have to join.
You do.
Good.
Need to come
Good,
Yeah,
on
as you
I just
should.
gotta figure it out. I'm still in the figuring it out clubhouse stage.
Gang, gang.
Just
Yes.
said,
Highly slipped.
"Hey, Papi," saying the drip is in the building.
Suave.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
Oh, is that Suave?
that's
I'll
Suave.
show it. Hi, Suave. Yeah, that's how I
Hey,
learned about the
Suave.
drip. We had Suave last week.
Yes.
You
Yes,
did,
yes.
Michelle, and I am happy that you did.
Yes. I'm glad you were happy. I want my song back though. Okay.
That part.
I want a piece just for that. Just for that Mojave. Because I know you vicious with that pen.
So, Poppy, do you? I know you do poetry, but do you do music? So, do you rap or do you just produce the music?
So one of I think to answer that question, I should mention that one of my influences is Michelle Negicello. So I kind of do this speak sing thing um, over music. We produce music, and I'm playing with I'm playing with putting my vocals on stuff because one of the wonderful things about being intersex is that puberty happens a second time and sometimes without warning. So yeah, sometimes I'll get into a space or on a microphone and I'm just like, okay, today I'm gonna try to sing, and then all of a sudden, and it's like,
Maybe I'll put that off till tomorrow.
so no one heard that.
I'll try this later. You do have a Doghouse and podcast coming.
Yes, yes. The Erotica Slam Love and Poetry Weekend, July 15th to 18th in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have that going on.
I really want to come. Okay.
Really?
And probably,
I mean, you know, you shouldn't say that around me, right?
so I said, produce heat.
Produce that heat. So I
You
bet
produce that heat.
how much you produce.
You dope as well. If you better catch her on this rise, always an incredible vibe. Hey, that was some.
That was
On the rise, always some
Yeah,
incredible
pronouns.
vibe.
Pronouns. Use them, they, them, not her.
Yeah, right. Catch them on this rise.
Right.
right.
See,
I correct
somebody.
We're gonna blame it on you type it too fast, okay?
Well, of course.
No,
Well,
it's the cold press. That's all it is. It's the cold press. You know, the keyboard getting slicked up and shit. So
yeah.
I know Mojave.
Oh, she said it, Tim.
Poppy, can you do a little bit for us right now?
Yeah,
give us a little sneak peek.
You're gonna do the poetry, or you gonna do?
We got a whole little performance, right?
I can.
Okay, so we're gonna do what almost like how the Suave performed last week. You're gonna do the whole poetry, rap, song, music, blah blah blah. Introduce yourself.
You know, I would, but like the way that my laptop is set up, unfortunately, like if I play something as far as music goes, you wouldn't be able to hear it because I'm on the laptop right now. So yeah, it's kind of ghetto that way. But
we like acapella too.
Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say we can do acapella. Whatever works for you.
Okay.
Oh, so what you're saying is what I'm getting is
I don't need no
what I'm getting from this is you just want to hear my voice crack. I got you. I got
you. No,
we want to see your talent. We want to you to showcase your talent.
So drink some water real quick. You know, have some of Miss J's tea. And I don't need a shade. I mean the actual tea. And
it has some lemon in it.
And it got lemon in it. And honey.
Yes, lemon and honey.
See, there you go.
She got the honey ready for the honey drip.
Ooh, hey. Do it, Michelle. Oh, snap. Y'all on it today. All these girls.
All right. So.
Brilliantly filthy.
So speaking of Michelle Negicello, I did this as an ode to her song, If That's Your Boyfriend, He Wasn't Last Night.
Ooh.
So
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever been we like Acapulco cheese.
She silly.
See,
Talking about
everybody
we like
think
Acapulco. Jump on them, Poppy. Yeah. See,
So
we
it was
already
the first time that I did a piece that was kind of toxic. And it's funny because it's like when I listen to the song, I remember singing it so often as a kid growing up, because she was like, boyfriend, boyfriend, yes, I had your
remember that.
boyfriend. Yeah. So it's like, wow, listening to that song now as an adult, I'm like, shit, that's kind of toxic. But I liked it.
It was catchy.
So I put my own little spin on it. And yeah, I hope y'all like it. I called it Shared Interest.
I'm excited. I don't know why, but I am.
Cherries. That's what you tasted on his lips. I know because that's the flavor of the lube we used. You sound like you're confused, so shh. Let me break it down. He didn't want anyone else to hear the sounds of the booms in your room full of art supplies and Build-A-Smurfs. His gird. Against the backdrop of my ash dropping for no rhyme or reason other than, well, you leaving. If that's your boyfriend, he wasn't last night. And neither was she. You see, she did this thing where when she orgasmed, it was near sing song with her thong across her mouth as a gag. Speaking of gagging, she did that well, how her pretty lips did swell. Did she tell you? I was the one on the phone in her ear, making her moan while you railed her, assailed her with your mediocre strap skills. If that feels harsh, check her, since she told me. If that's your girlfriend, she wasn't last night. And neither were they. And before you say how many were there, shit, I don't know. I lost count after the first few, though, someone always slipping me their number on a napkin or passing me their phone so they could call when their partners weren't home. The dirty little secret they gushed to about their regret that they loved you but needed me so that just once they could feel free to explore all the kinky things they wanted to try, that fantasy that you said wouldn't fly, the judgment that kept them from asking, the masking of disappointment and annoyance at your ignorance to their needs that they were shamed from trying to feed. Check yourself, but don't call me. If that's your lover, well, they were mine too. Last night. Poem.
Yes.
I'm not calling you though. Got my dog running and me jumping and getting excited too. Hold on now.
I like that.
I don't think I
That
ever
was
heard
deep.
that.
I like that
I
one.
like that. I knew I was excited for a reason.
Look, y'all, I did a competition with Diablo and I was nervous. I was like, ain't this a when I seen this mofo was signing up, I was like, I done lost.
You knew it was a wrap at that point.
I saw
I'm
it
like,
that way. I was like, ain't this so funny? Like, this motherfucker going in too?
That.
That's so
That.
I would like this. They would call my name. I'm like, that's not me.
I think I'm gonna sign up for next week. No.
Like Michelle.
So Diablo, how long have you been writing this erotic poetry for?
Jeez. I have been writing erotically since 13. Since the age of 13.
13.
Yeah.
You a freak.
I mean, listen, when you grow up watching Real Sex, HBO After Dark, and
You
Punani
gonna be in
Boys,
bed.
and
I had to go to bed as soon as they said Arsenio. That's how they
listen,
got
My
come
mom
on,
I
like,
am
y'all
going
in
to
watched Real
go to
Sex
bed.
when I was like that around 14, 15. I thought that was
listen.
just the dopest thing ever.
I'm going to wholeheartedly admit I was one of those kids where when my parents like for example one time I went over to one of my adoptive father's friend's house, and he was, in the front room. They're sitting there drinking beers, listening to music, doing whatever the fuck. And so they sent all the kids, to the back, hey, y'all go ahead, go play. And so apparently, like, the friends' kids, they were bad as fuck. Like, they're sitting there listening to, how like back in the day, and I know I'm telling my age by saying this shit, but when the TV would kind of like have those squiggly lines and shit because you didn't have the premium channels and whatnot, and so
Yes, that's how you knew you was trying to get that bootleg HBO in, trying to look like that.
so I was right there with them. I was right there with them, and
Trying to look through the live to see what was
yeah,
happening.
they turned it on to the Playboy channel, and I'm like, I had only just saw my very first porn when I was 11.
11.
11, yeah, because
That's
my
DCFS.
dad left his VHS.
I'm calling
He left his
DCFS.
He
VHS
left it laying
in the
around.
corner,
Exactly.
DCFS. This
and he
lady
always
grown, but she was watching porn at 11. Like, what are we gonna do now? Like,
and so it
that's
was
that's why
there.
you so erotic. But you know what? It paid off. Like,
Yeah,
what you just did was dope.
thank you. I appreciate that. But
I
yeah,
know
we
you
were
got
just
more
some
though,
badass
Bert.
kids though, listening to the Playboy channel through the squiggly lines and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, that's a boob, that's a nipple. It's like
I need more.
You need more.
Look, that's how it is when you first experience it. It's like, oh my God, this is
I don't
really,
even.
I'm seeing
I
real body parts.
I
mhm.
I
think
need
I
to
was
see
probably
more.
like 16 when I saw a porn. It was so funny because it was like a lot of us like at my brother's girlfriend house, and we were like laughing at it. Like we didn't even see it as like, oh, sex. We were just like, ew, that's funny. Like
That part. And it's like, things like that like kind of spawned the curiosity because growing up in a house where you don't really speak about that shit, you start to learn things. But then I became a sex educator and learned the right way to do things. And so it's interesting. But yeah, I started writing erotically when I was about 13, and I wrote a short story. It was an erotic short story, and I passed it around to my friends. It was like handwritten, like about 100 pages.
oh wow.
And yeah, I ended up losing it. I had it all the way up until like about 5 years ago. Found it in some old shit, and then I ended up losing it. But here I am. And I'm writing much more than I did during that time. So it's been around for a while for me. And having mediocre sex is never a great thing. I'm always an advocate of having great sex on a regular basis. Pro pleasure, pro ho.
You're definitely not in a monogamous relationship if you have it on a regular basis.
I mean, you can
It's
have
definitely
great
not
sex.
monogamous if it's regular.
You can have great sex in a monogamous
I know
relationship.
I'm saying on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's just
On the regular.
compatibility. It really just depends.
Guess it depends on work.
Yeah.
So do you write any other things besides erotic, or is it
Oh
that
yeah.
just like your base? Yeah.
I do. I write a lot. A lot of things. I talk about being neurodivergent, autistic, having ADHD, and um, dealing with PTSD. Also dealing with narcissistic abuse. I speak a lot about that. I did a piece recently about inner child work, shadow work. I do all kinds of poems, witchy poems. So I do all kinds of things.
So
So
you're gonna
what
do one
else
of
do
those
you
for us
have
too,
for
right?
us? Oh, look,
Right. We both like thirsty. So you gonna do something
we want some more. You can't just tease with one. Like,
I mean, I can spit one that is that talks to narcissistic abuse.
different?
There is a trigger warning because it does talk about domestic violence. Um, so I could read that one
that's,
I'm
if
down.
you're open to that.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Yes.
open to it all.
You
Miss
know,
J, you okay with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Miss
go.
J,
Yeah,
you
I'm
okay?
down. Let's go.
I'm down too. Let's go.
All right.
You need some background music? No.
No, no.
Okay.
Just asking.
So it is heavy. So just close your eyes and go on the ride with me.
I need some tequila.
Okay.
You said close your eyes.
I did it. Finally. Cut ties with my narcy, but let me change my vernacular to a more spectacular and accurate view. If you look closer, you can read the fine print and see the broads I've stroked, or the broad strokes. Turning the page, and you'll also note the chapter where I wrote, I'm done with you. Turned to him and said, fuck you, you're both scummy as hell and sure ain't shit, but I wish you well. You couldn't even wait. Wanted me to watch as you did everything with her that I waited for you to do, the presence of being, my eyes watering while seeing this dynamic duo, now just two, not me and you, but both askew, and torn out the frame of this picture perfect life. But you never really wanted a wife. Just a yes man or a collared bitch, not this ex man with the poly itch that needed not scratching but food and safe haven. But you, as shelter is like a Swiss cheese tin roof, I felt we are promising, like the promise to love and honor, or the promise of a daddy after the father, the promise of the happiest of endings, the promise of not breaking but mending, of my heart, our home, burnt bridges to a support system that once stood stronger than the bonding of a surface to gorilla glue, savaged the bag of resealable hopes and dreams like a gorilla ripping glued up seams, the way they move. It's like you're stuck. And sticking with them is nuts, is a game they excel in, and you're lucky to lose no wins. You see, this becomes an endless song, and even if they're in the wrong, you find yourself in the space of begging not to be replaced. I danced with evils, but the devil's scene were much kinder, a reminder that you only hurt the ones you love. So I should be thankful that you love me as much as this blade in my back speaks. Sorrow leaks from the gashes to my self-esteem, once serene, with walls as firm and high as a well-lit coliseum in a quicksand pit. In other words, low, lower than the depths you left me to wade, fade, then drown in. You spin the story well. Do tell. Tell them why I left you. Tell them you're the one who cast me off into the dark for speaking the darkness of your dirty deeds when the lights were out, that you didn't withdraw when your rough entry garnered a shout. Tell them how you whispered, I'll be done in a minute, while still in it, trying to finish your nut. Tell them that you blocked me, stopped me from walking out on many occasions, occasionally with words, sometimes your body, oftentimes body on me, telling me how much you don't deserve someone like me. One who puts up with your B shit, or better yet, tell them how you ignored me for hours, sometimes days, because you wanted booty. Refusal meant icy countenance and lukewarm attendance to anything and anyone that needed attention. And please mention all the sending the kids away so I could wet your disgusting big ass ego. There you go, not listening to me until I busted open and lay there for your amusement. Until the moment I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. My life is worth more than this. Life less love and worth less promises. A worthwhile future was waiting because I am worthy of so much more than breadcrumbs and gaslighting, word salads with confusion, dressing, future faking, and isolation, triangulation, and stalking. No more talking. In fact, sign that. Or not. I don't care. Your tactics can't hurt feelings that aren't there, so go. Have at what you think is hurting me. Closure is the period on the end of this piece, and the middle fingers to our history. Chapter complete. I did it. Finally. I left my Narcy. He discarded me for someone deemed passive and girly. Took everything I had, except me. And I lived to walk free.
Y'all already know I'm trying not to cry, right?
I know.
Y'all know I'm trying not to cry because I'm crybaby. That was amazing.
And deep. And
That was.
overall, yes.
I'm really trying not to cry.
Yeah.
It's okay. If it comes, let it. I mean, it's one of those pieces that, definitely was a big release for me because, like, dealing with narcissistic abuse, like, as a kid, having those things embedded into you as normal. The idea that you, you grow up in a situation where you're taught that you have to play small, that you have to be quiet, that you have to take what's given, versus the idea of knowing that you're worth more. And so when you have that embedded to you, in you in a young age, it's like, you're willing to accept anything if it means that you're loved. And the way that people use the word love, it's a perverted idea now. Not everybody practices unconditional love. Not everybody practices compassion. Not everybody practices, the full, authenticity of being. So when you have someone who tells you that they love you, but that's not love, And so it took a lot for me to actually learn that. And so when we talk about the monogamous marriage, that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't invite no more poets on the show. Y'all
Good. Papi got us all in
First,
tears
my
right
baby
now.
had me over here crying. And I said, usually Jordan and Michelle is the crybabies. Now you done got me over here crying. And yeah, y'all can come back. Y'all welcome back anytime. But God dang it, we gonna have more poetry.
That was amazing.
It's like
Especially
it touched, it hit home.
The last line alone, like
It hit home, and I think it's a piece that a lot of people, need to like hear, especially after come the part where you basically came from it, and like you walked away, middle fingers up to that relationship, and it's
Right.
you said you took everything but me.
Yeah. And I literally mean that. When I say took everything but me, I mean took custody of kids, took the house, I was the stay-at-home parent for 10 and a half years.
Mm.
So the idea that not only was I cast out with nothing, but then the idea that he expected me to pay child support
Wow.
with nothing. And it's like, wow, I'm sleeping on friends' couches. I'm, you know, trying to drum up support from, family and friends, not wanting to go back to, the toxic situation that was, my mom, which was the only family that I really knew. But it's like, um, so leaning into the whole daddy dom thing, first of all, I am part of a leather family. And sometimes, like, I really feel that if it were not for my leather family, if it were not for the BDSM community, I really would not have had any kind of support during that time at all. And so I value that. I appreciate um, that BDSM is more than just about, whips and chains and, kinky sex and shit. It's, there's an actual community behind it.
Yes.
And that's what I love about the leather community in BDSM, because if we can say that, kink is about sex, then we can say that leather is about the parameters for which creates the kink community. So it's foundational in a lot of ways. And so I appreciate being involved in that community.
Bobby, I think you got us all a little emotional right now. Thank you for being so transparent with everything. That
Absolutely.
poem, I think, alone just kind of touched us all in some type of way, and everybody else who's listening, because the fact that even though we didn't experience the same exact experience that you went through, it's still relatable for all of us. And for the experiences that we have overcome, that's just a reminder to keep pushing forward. So to see that you're sitting in front of us today and just giving out so much positive support and words to everyone, thank you for that. Like, I'm at a loss for words right now, to be quite honest with you, because that
For sure.
teaches me deeply. I don't know about everybody. Well, obviously everybody else too, because we're all in tears. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
I can't even stop tearing up.
I know. I'm trying to
I'm
hold the
trying to
tears
think about
back.
it.
I love you, but I don't like you right now. Like,
I keep hearing it. I swear, I want that. I want that in my at this point in time in my life. I got so much going on. Like, I really need something like that on repeat.
Yes.
Just because, like, it's that level of transparency. It gives you permission to be transparent as well, to be vulnerable, to own your truth, to own your hurt, and to own your triumphs. You know what I'm saying? Because who you are right now as a person is because of that.
yeah.
You know,
That's funny you said that. So there was a poem that I did. Um, there was a lot of shit going on during this time. Um, so I'm going to read that because this really
I,
speaks to
do I
what.
need the Kleenex?
Yes,
don't
yes,
get you some more
absolutely,
Kleenex, sir.
absolutely. See, this was a more angry piece, so it's like we're going to transition from that into the, empowerment. Um, and so I definitely want to push that because, like, this piece definitely it came from me being absolutely frustrated, um, especially with the concept of being misgendered, with the walking into spaces and not being seen, being disrespected. And then I was like, you know what? All y'all bitches about to get this shit. So, for me, this was coming
I'm
from.
gonna close my eyes on this one, Papi.
Okay,
Because close my eyes.
okay, you're good. You're good.
So said, you ain't finna put me in no deep trance. Dog. Take me back to my childhood.
I'm going to cry like, oh
Oh
God.
no, no. This is going to be one of those hype up pieces. So
Okay.
Oh,
change
okay,
the
good.
energy a little bit.
Yeah. No.
All right. So this is called Wash Queen. One of Symbolic's favorite pieces. He has said. Wash, dry, fold, repeat. Wash, dry, fold, repeat. Wash, Wash, wash myself of all these people that tell me I'm a walking anomaly, intersex, but all you hear is sexual. You're full of bullshit. If you say you didn't think about the parts that may be in my pants, under my shirt, no skirts. She must be a lesbian, but really a trans masculine thespian. You say I sound like a woman, but whoa, man. Didn't your parents caution you about assumptions that when you do, you make an ass of you, not me? Because clearly I'm just trying to be me in all my queer ass splendor, a blender of thoughts and a bender of genders. The easiest thing to do is hide, rolling in and out with the tide. I'd really love to walk into a room and be seen, not with your eyes, but that pulsating, quivering mass in your chest. In other words, use your heart, not your eyes. The size of my thighs gives rise to heat your legs weak at the thought of what you think is the entry to paradise falls. You fall all over yourself, smitten, until you find that you slid into oblivion, oblivious at your obvious mistake at misstating my being. Wash yourself in the cleansing waters of the lakes of my eyes, purified, leaving behind the sullied version of the person you believe me to be. Dry your forehead with this altar cloth as you kneel prayerfully, begging me to absolve you of your guilt for not giving a fuck about my life. As you continue your king versus queen speak, ignorant to royalty. Fold your ego and tuck it into a neat box next to the disappointment and socks that never walked a mile in my shoes. You wish they were different, but you repeat the same behaviors, keeping me in those battered souls until my soul screams, I am not a she, not a he, not a girl or a miss, but a sir with a C, not S, not binary, but intersex, a loving person and worthy of respect, an individual, a real human that is being right in front of you. Repeat, I am a being. Repeat, I am breathing. Repeat, I am spirit and flesh. Repeat, gender is a construct. Repeat, I fucking matter too. Wash, dry, fold, repeat. Wash, dry, fold, repeat.
I don't like you.
Look, 'cause you get deep and you hit nerves and pull out
I
parts.
love you. Like I love your pieces. Like it's just because they hit, it's like, dang you.
You said I'm a human being. I'm that wordplay.
And it's
That
like how you put your
wordplay.
words together. Like,
That wordplay.
it's just crazy. Like why don't you say the socks and as you can walk in my shoes. You know how you put your pieces, your words together and to make it make sense and all the girl, boy, they, he, she, them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Honey do daddy,
I'm
sure.
sorry. See Sim, right?
Yep.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for making me tear up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Shall I take us back up to something a little bit more fun?
Yes.
Yes.
So this was a piece that I did to a prompt about Kool-Aid.
Mm.
So honey, use your heart and not your eyes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the cut. Use your heart and not
Oh,
your
okay. She was humming that when you were saying
Yeah.
your piece.
Yeah, you should. Ooh.
So yes, this piece I did was a prompt about Kool-Aid. So prepare to have your childhood rearranged.
Oh wow.
All right.
So this is cool with a K. Your lips were stained with purple source Rex and shaped like sex wanted you to strawberry my banana, then switch up the flavors until your mango turned peach. Stirring your sugar around, diving into your rainbow punch. I'm trying to chocolberry your fin or make blue your raspberry. Cool. Not warm, but ice cool from the ice cubes in my mouth. Sucking near your shaking starfish, surfing on the berry punch of your strawberry falls. I'm not afraid of that scary black cherry, nor the way it greedily devours my great blue dini. Your pink flamingo makes me go astral, solar, even, like strawberries clashing with star fruit about to blast off, and you shine from this stick. It's not as scary as the blackberry full of beauties with island twists with sweet kiwis and limes so sublime it makes the sunshine punch. But I'd rather be with you right now. Come through sipping that Jamaica agua fresca, slurp on my pina before you bring me that green apple. Tasting like candy. That apple, though, moving real slow against me and rattle my grapes, shaking the pitcher, slamming your strawberry until you kiwi, or better yet, come do a strawberry split on this shit. I'm about to. Oh, yeah. All over your orange or those watery melons. That pink lemonade made this such a refreshing experience. Incrediberry. Simply Incrediberry. Poem.
You need
Oh, you brought us all the way back up.
Now
Okay.
you done broke us. Now you done tore us
Right.
Look, I
apart.
need to go get me some Kool-Aid packets now.
I'm gonna go find Incrediberry. Like I'm like, oh,
thinking like I
Incrediberry.
might got some some smash berry somewhere.
Right.
All the flavors, yes. I
Mix
had
them
to
all up.
actually
There you
research.
go.
I had to research to see if I was missing any flavors, and so then I just started listing them all throughout. I started weaving them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we about to fuck some people up right now."
You really did.
Fuck your whole childhood up, okay?
Right.
Okay,
It's
so
a whole
I need
different
your
meaning to it now.
I need your poetry book.
Right.
Yes.
So this book you're writing, is it autobiography? Is it a book of poetry? What is it?
So I had been urged to write a book for a while, and I could not figure out what I wanted to write about because there were so many things.
Mhm.
There were so many things that I could write about. I could write about, how to manage yourself while dealing with PTSD. I could write about narcissistic abuse. I could write about um, being witchy and melanated. I could write about, being indigenous. I could write about so many fucking. I could write about fucking cannabis and being a, cannabis patient. I could. There's so many avenues. I could write about activism because I'm an activist, but it's. I could write about being a doctor of metaphysics, which I am. I don't have my certificates. I have to get them reprinted. But yeah, there's so many things that I could write about. But I was like, what is one thing that is central to all of this? How can I tie all of this in together? And I speak about all of these things in my poetry. So why not do a poetry book? So there's that. It kills, all of the birds with one stone, and I'm really not into killing birds unless I'm cooking them. So, um, yeah, it was just the idea that there were so many things that I could do with my poetry, and I'm like, you know what? I talk about the whole entirety of myself in my poetry, so why not?
So
Okay, so
are you
when is
planning
this
on
book
releasing
coming out?
this?
Right.
That's the look. When is this coming out? Are you releasing it soon? Is it going to be 2021?
I am working
2022?
to get it released this year.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I do not want to go past this year. I just turned 40. I'm like, no, it's time. I've been featured in other people's anthologies, and I've been on Blog Talk Radio since 2010, going back and forth to open mics. So it's time. It's time.
Awesome.
I just like to point out I'm still the oldest one in the crowd.
I will be the big. Is that's like backwards here. So wait, is it still backwards?
Yeah.
Swap your hands. Put the zero on the other hand.
It's like, okay, hold on.
There you go.
Cross the hands.
Wait, what am I doing?
No, now
That?
turn it around. Turn it back around.
I don't know. It looks like you're throwing up gang signs. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Forget it. I'll be the big. It's hard for me to say. I'll be 40 this year.
It's all right. Listen, it's a beautiful
With a deep
thing.
breath.
It's a beautiful thing because you're breaking ground. You're breaking barriers. You're getting to 40. Some people don't.
That's true.
Absolutely.
My daughter's like, wait a minute, Mom, you gonna be 40 this year? Mom, wait, you're gonna be 40? Like couldn't believe I'm like, how old did you think I was? Like you never knew my age. Like, why are you so surprised that I'm gonna be 40 this year?
Well, you look good, so black don't crack.
Thank you. That's right. Proper skincare. Come see me at Lanicia Spa, located in Plainfield. No, I was kidding.
So, if I could, I want to do this piece, and I don't know if this is going to be our closeout. I mean, I don't know. How long are we going for?
Well, we started a little late, so you can go ahead and do your piece because I'm not going to tell you not to. Because I want to hear it.
I was going to say, even if she told you no, I'm going to tell you to go ahead.
Awesome.
Good, not gang banging with numbers.
So, I want to do this piece because this is DA Boogie.
So when we said hey,
he was trying to hurry up and get something out of from behind me. He's been sitting here this whole time. He's like,
hello.
He says hello. So that's my my music partner, DA Boogie, who I do music
DA Boogie, hey.
Yes. DA Boogie X Papi Di4bl0. Find us on SoundCloud. And we have 2 albums out actually. Beating That Ass, Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, and Beating That Ass 1.5 HD remix.
What's your name on SoundCloud?
DA Boogie. It's D.A.Boogie.
I spelled Boogie because I always spell it wrong.
X Papi Di4bl0.
Is Boogie Boogie?
Yes, and there's no space between the dot and the B. So.
I'm glad you said that because I would have messed it up. X, like X.
Mm-hmm.
Like X.
Yep. Big X.
Big X. Papi. Jesus. See.
So there's a space after DA Boogie. So DA Boogie, D.A.Boogie, X, space, X, space, Papi Di4bl0.
Okay. D die for Lilo. That's your name.
It's so weird because like the first album that we did. Oh no, JJ.
Well, Miss J, you better come back, folks.
Come back, Miss J. You want to miss the poem? Okay, and you say your heard the song is "Eat That Ass, Eat That Ass Up." Like eat that ass. Oh no!
Throw that ass in a circle.
It's Beating That Ass.
Beat that ass.
Here, hold on one second.
What was she said? Beat that ass or eat?
Hold on. Let me type it.
You know they say that a while and I'm like, hey, eat that ass. They like you do the dances a while and out.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, okay, you got a song for See, that's why I feel like I'm older than 40 already because way I pronounce things and hear things is like
Well,
Sorry, guys. I don't know what
I'm the
happened.
grandma of
Yeah,
the group.
Boogie over here dying, yo.
I'm the grandma of the group, so
you are the grandma of the
I
group.
am the grandma of the group.
And the whole time I thought I was typing y'all and I wasn't.
Look, I'm the grandma of the group. If I got the youngest kid,
That's true.
Stop telling my business, Michelle.
Okay.
Don't be telling my business like that, okay?
I'm just saying.
Because I'm the
started
youngest
late,
and got one of the
okay?
oldest. Don't mean you gotta tell my business, okay? No, I'm just kidding, guys. And Diablo, I just followed you guys on SoundCloud.
Awesome.
Okay. So SoundCloud. So let me put that up there. There we go.
You
Let
put
me
it across
know
the thing,
if it is. I hope so.
There we
It should
go.
be. Now, if I spelled it wrong, please forgive me. Is that right?
Yeah, you missed the dot between
Darn.
the
I
A and
knew
B.
it. See, I'm always don't mind me. I always get these wrong.
And yeah, just for
Here, I'm gonna send it to you in the chat.
just for clarity and ease of remembrance. Normally, when I tell people my name, I tell them that if they're spelling Diablo, just spell Diablo with a 40.
Yeah, but then I almost put the 4 and 0 together.
Go to the chat, so she put it in the chat.
Okay, I see it.
Let me say
And then
something,
that's why-
Diablo. So do so much. You got to give her the most simplest instructions because she got 50 other things that she trying to organize in the back of her mind.
I totally understand. As captain of the Honey Drippers, I understand there is a lot that happens on a regular basis.
Thank you for understanding.
You got to break it down for my friend. You got to be like, so she can simply just plug and play and do what she got to do.
I like this. I can copy and paste right here.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I was typing it in the private chat. Yeah. So
if my copy and paste is wrong, something wrong with me. It might be.
But I would like to say that this has been a very interesting and what's the word I want to say? Educational, enlightening. I have learned a lot about you as a person and about about you and your community and just everything. Like I really didn't know. I knew you from poetry. I knew your poetry, but now I know you, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You are a very beautiful person, inside and out, and I am so grateful that you agreed to come on here and to educate us about intersex and to educate us about, again, like who you are and to show us your wonderful, wonderful talent. Honestly, that I still can't get that second piece out of my mind. It's still floating through my mind. I still hear it. I really do need that on repeat. I'll pay for that on the real.
Awesome.
I need that on repeat. So yeah, you're
well,
awesome.
If all goes right, I will have that book released as an audiobook as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love it as an audiobook because then I can just like listen to you say it.
Right.
So that way I know I'm reading it right. I'm hearing it right because I'll read it and I probably have to call you back. Can you read this to me? I might have missed some words.
What you mean? What you mean, cute man?
And I'm very smart, by the way, but like it's just other people's words. I pronounce words differently than those.
Okay.
And you have to make sure you stay in touch with us so you can come back and promote once you do release the book. Because I know I can speak for myself. I think we're all gonna be a support of that.
Absolutely. I'm already following Michelle and Soso on IG, so I still have to get connected with you, Miss J.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, because like if you just like copy and paste, like it's literally spelled that way on my Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will keep
So
connected.
you're gonna close us out with
Yes,
a
I'm ready
piece?
for this piece.
Yes, yes. So this piece, I was not familiar with Anubis, the artist.
Two.
Um, Anubis, who is also another dope ass poet. He was featured on Poets Are Heroes not long ago. And funny enough, I ended up writing to a prompt that was given from Harlem Bomb Shelter, which is his baby. And I didn't know. And so I ended up messaging him on Instagram and saying, wow, thank you. Because I wrote a piece to that prompt, and it was one of my most powerful pieces. Um, so the prompt was research a revolution and use what you find to define your role as an artist. And so I use this to speak about being indigenous and a lot of the cover ups in colonization. And so um, it earned me a publishing consultation, which is why I am getting my book together now. So this I called, and for those that are familiar with tarot, if you're familiar with tarot cards, the Hierophant is the high priest. So I called this way shower Hierophant. I will rename you. Claim this land is my land, not the home you've known since you were grown from seeds. Speaking of those seeds, pass me that shovel and trowel so I can uproot the bones of your ancestors and claim the red clay under them, then call it terracotta. Not a damn thing different except, well, that name soothes my nerves and serves to erase the harms I've done, which really should be none since, well, you're not a real person. I mean, maybe 3/5 of one. This gun is trained on your newborn son or daughter. Doesn't matter. Just stick to this binary. No, we don't recognize the variance of being, excuse me, just seeing in duos like up and down, left and right, male and female, black and white. That's right. While we're at it, take this label, even if it doesn't fit. Fuck your native tongue. Speak English or French. No, really, just English. We wish you would. Change your hair, that is. Shed the lengths that run the lines of your heritage, braids, locks, froze, and knots, twists, waves, curls, and chop. There. Now you look eons less savage. Yes, less yam, more mash, less collard, more cabbage. I can't pronounce your name, so yes, I renamed you. Then claimed your inability to assimilate on blatant stupidity. You walk different, talk different. Now I'm uncomfortable. If it isn't cookie cutter, it's wholly unacceptable. Just take my advice. These commands disguised as optional. Take these blankets and wheat you can't digest for health that's optimal. Trust us. We're bona fide experts in your phenotype. We cross oceans and straits, and though we've never seen the likes of anything like you, you're all the same. From sea to shining sea, saw all kinds of noses, lips, and naked bodies covered by hemp and shiny beads. The people of your skin tone who wear bones embedded in skin, your skin so sinful and black Yes, that's what we'll call you. Black as the corners we hide from in the dark of night. Your light guided us, but we became the blight to your crops, your land, your families, your life. Enough about us. Let's talk about you, about this treaty that we've generously allowed you to sign. Though you don't understand what session means, we'll double talk you, then hand you francs and beans. It seems you're new to this, but we are friends. And this ends the moment you decide which way you are going. Hurry up and pick a side. Choose them, and you are an immediate enemy. Choose us, and we'll continuously drain your energy, every last droplet of sovereignty, and we'll call it welfare, loans, and charity. You see how generous we can be? Don't forget, we're friends of the very best kind. Let us be the keepers and destroyers of your culture. Never mind the complicated language. Pay attention to the structure, the official manner in which we express the false bravado and puffed out chest. Yes, this is what's best for all, but all you do is resist. We insist. Sign this treaty, or this war will persist. Good. I'm glad we came to this conclusion. I'll send my soldiers to our kids so we can remove them, school them, teach them what it means to be American. Well, Negro in your case. Not indigenous or Niji, just black, not American. Prepare for life as you know it to be erased until your descendants arise and awaken. We are ready. We are present. And we know. Yes, we know. Aho.
I gotta
I
come
think
off.
everybody was muted.
He was all muted. We was like, hold on now.
Be like you with the dribble session. All right.
I mean, your pieces are so
That was
deep.
deep.
Like
Yeah.
I love them. And it's like they are deep and like just thoughtful.
You're a
If I
poet's
could say,
poet. Yeah, you're a poet.
they're. I'm trying to get the word. I don't even know how to even explain it, but it's just like they make you think.
Very
And then
thoughtful.
at the
Yeah.
same time, they're giving you knowledge. So it's like both. You're thinking and getting knowledge at the same time. And it's just like, it's very, you really take your time in writing this, I can tell.
It's funny because my process is pretty straightforward. So, like, one of the things that we talked about earlier, me being a shaman, is that sometimes I just do a lot of spiritual coaching, channeling. Um, and so a lot of my pieces, when I take that breath, like right before I start, it's me really going back to that space, sinking into um, that wisdom, that teaching. So I do a lot of my pieces that way as well. It's really channeling, and it's like once pen hits paper, it just starts falling out, and it's like I really don't have uh, too much control over the process. Like my kids will get annoyed with me because it's like I'll start writing, I'll be like, hold on a second, hold on.
I'll lose your thought.
Yeah, I can't stop writing until it's all done. And then, once I'm done with it, then, if I need to, go back and, tighten up some punctuation, or, maybe, adjust the way that I deliver it, then I do that. Um, so yeah, it's really just the process of getting it all out until it's done.
Yeah, throw all flowers in the notebook.
Oh, you forgot shoes too.
Yes, yes. The shoes, the church hats, everything.
Right?
Just make sure you type out shoes for so because
Mostly panties. I'll take panties though. Like I'll take all the panties being thrown.
I don't wear panties, so we don't.
And then there's that. I mean,
We can throw our bras
Stands
up there
on
and say,
live.
we can throw the
He
bras.
stands on live.
I mean, I would say you could throw the ass, but I mean, it just really depends on the dynamic that you have, and I'm not trying to step on toes. So,
Well, again, Papi, thank you so much. This is this is wonderful. This was very wonderful. I'm so glad that you were tuning in last week and you volunteered to be here this week because you really closed out our Pride Month with a bang.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
I thank you so much because
We
you
didn't even
just.
ask Papi what pride means to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. We was just so into their poetry. Oh, and
Um,
so,
You getting it, friend. I love it. I love how you catching yourself. That's what's up. Yes.
so
Team No Panties
Pride.
command a life.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a loaded question. There's a lot that pride means, because a lot of pride, the celebration was started by the trans and leather community. So for me, when I think about pride, I think about the roots that run into my transcestors. I think about the legacy of the leather community, how people had to be underground, um, because they could not step forward and really talk about what they wanted, who they were. And so there's a lot of people, during Pride Month, who you'll see, them wearing, their leather caps and
Mhm.
the metal, the garters with the studs and, you know, but all of that's, trans leather culture. And so for me as a trans masculine person, um, I carry that banner all day, every day. I walk with the rainbow out front. My kids are rainbow children. My littlest one just came forward as, identifying as trans this year. So I'm I'm like ecstatic that, this is something that even they value. Um, so yeah, to me, pride is life. Pride is life. It's not just a month. There's not just a specified day. It's all year. It's every day in my life. So yeah.
You gotta be so deep with everything. Like,
Right. We all like
Maybe.
Right.
I mean, I didn't come here for shallow, so
can I think
That
like
part.
you? Goodness, right. It's like I want your mind.
well listen, I will see if I can do what do they do? They what is it, clones? I will see if I can,
Telepathic type.
or even for that matter, like how they have like the little mini me dolls or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My buddy, there we go. That was what I was talking
Oh
about.
yeah. It'll shake you up and then it'll sit you on my shoulder. So if I ask you a question, I'll just have you talk. You say it so much better than how I would say it. So I was just like, I just press that button and then
You know what?
you got
That's
to
funny.
shallow me. You got to shallow me. I'm shallow.
That's funny because if you press the button, I think it should go something like, oh my gosh, why is this doll named Diablo? And then you press the button and it's like, I do that so often, I don't even realize it until like people nudge me about it, and it's like, damn, I do sound devilish, don't I?
Well, again, so I put your Instagram up where people can find you. Is there somewhere else people can find you if they will listen to? Where can we hear your poetry? On Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
So you're gonna make
What,
me go
is there
ahead
like
and
a
download
certain
Clubhouse
room in
again.
Clubhouse? Is there like a certain room in club? I know it's like different rooms in clubhouse.
Yes.
What's the name
Actually,
of y'all room?
there's the Honey Drippers Erotic Poetry Lounge. We do that every Sunday.
Honey Drippers, one word or two?
One word. No S. I think it's just Honey Dripper. Honey Dripper Erotic Poetry Lounge. You can also find a lot of our events on _Honey Dripper _erotic.
D, like THE or D?
Mhm.
D.
THE.
_erotic.
Yes. The _Honey Dripper _erotic. And that has almost all of the events that we have going on for the next month or so. Lady Siren.
I'm downloading Clubhouse right now.
I think I got Clubhouse downloaded, and I just gotta like understand it.
Well,
Yeah,
Clubhouse is really easy. It really, you just go in rooms.
When it first came out, I had it, and I was like, I see, because me, like I said, I wasn't at that time. I was like, didn't like to hear my voice, so I didn't know like you had to actually like talk. I thought it was like more of a messaging like thingy. So when I heard people talking, I'm like, oh, let me get out. I can't do this. Like it was just like close out. Don't want to do this. I don't want people to hear me. I don't like my voice. I don't want to engage in conversation. So I X'd out, deleted the app. Like it scared me. I was scared. I ran.
You know what? It's not often that I do live performances, so you guys have gotten a piece of me that many people don't get.
Oh, see, good.
But the Instagram page for Honey Drippers is the _Honey Dripper _erotic. You got it.
So I got you right. Let's see, you gotta catch me.
Gotta catch them all like Pokemon. Says every poly person ever. But yeah, so we have that, and like I said, every Sunday 4 p.m.
Oh, so that's the Instagram. Hold on, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
It's okay. Every Sunday Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is erotic, the Honey Drippers Erotic Poetry Lounge, and we have different prompts, different themes that are going on. We just yesterday did our Jazz in the Key of Honey show, so everyone was spitting their pieces to jazz tracks, and it was really nice. Such a wonderful vibe that was. We had a Quiet Storm broadcast where everybody was spitting to the slow sensual songs, and so there was a lot going on with that. But coming up, we have as Mojave was saying, the Love and Erotic Poetry Weekend, which is coming up in July from the 15th to the 18th in Raleigh, North Carolina. So that's an in-person event. So people will get the opportunity to meet some of their favorite drippers. I'll be there. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. But as most honey dripper spaces are, Vegas. Vegas.
Vegas.
And when is it?
July 15th.
That is July 15th to the 18th.
To the 18th. Okay.
And so you can show up. You don't have to stay for the whole weekend. You can show up and just attend some of the. You can attend some of the events that we have going on. There's going to be a sneaker ball. There's the showcase that's going to happen. Pool party. There's going to be a lot going on with that weekend.
Okay.
Is
there a host hotel or anything specific?
For that, I would definitely say get in contact with Mojave because he has more information about the availability of rooms. I know that there were rooms that were blocked off. I don't necessarily know how many are available still, but the event itself is a separate charge from the hotel entirely. So you can check with him on availability and how much it is to get into the event. I believe is $250 for the event itself.
Okay.
Oh, I see people.
Bars.
Look, we got a guest.
I'm gonna get across comments and you supposed to be on here, Bars. Anyway, so don't be rushing, Michelle. You finna go.
Right.
All right.
We wrapping up. We wrapping up.
We wrapping up.
I am really hungry. I done lost like 10
Go
pounds.
cook you
listening to
something to
y'all
eat.
right
Go
now.
cook you and Michelle something to eat. Her birthday was just this weekend.
We finna,
She still
we finna go out to eat.
she don't
Happy
want to go out.
belated.
She wants you to cook.
Come on now, come on. Give me a break here. Come on, give me a break.
It's my birthday. Fine.
Happy
Breakfast is
belated,
breakfast
Michelle.
is there till 3:00. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so we're gonna wrap up because Barnes is hungry. He calling shots on the show. So
I've been seeing him walking in and out.
Ain't nobody said nothing to you now. Leave me alone now.
love you too, Barnes. Love you too.
He like, it's time to go. Wrap this up.
He's like, it's time to go. You know, he came out to the black man in his school, but it's cool.
I'm sorry, y'all.
You know, we just had to let Papi get everything that they got out. They got so much going on, so you know, we wanted everybody to follow them and catch up. And I'm waiting on that book, so we definitely gonna have to have you back when that book drop or about to drop, and so you can promote it. Everybody, you know, because I want it, the audio especially. So definitely. Thank you again so much for coming. You really closed out this month for us. And I appreciate everybody actually that came on this month and just told their stories and just like opened people who probably was closed-minded up and opened my mind up even further than what it already was. So just I appreciate everybody this month. So it was a great month for this show.
And hopefully we can even if you don't have the book coming out, if you want to come back on, I think
definitely.
We would still love to have you back.
Definitely. You might, you know, even we have you and Suave back at the same time.
That would be
dope. You know, that's funny. We're actually working on a project together.
See, I do that.
There you go.
I talked about the book. She's like, I actually got a book. Talking about her and Suave, we actually got them and Suave, we actually got a project coming together. See, that's so mine. It's like,
go ahead, so.
See how excited I just got?
Miss Jay did too. Say, hey.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely that'd be great, you know. And I mean, it's a billion of y'all, so I'm gonna have like 8 people on the show. So it's like maybe do the whole little gang, some of the gang, not the entire gang.
A honey dripper event, that would be so.
A honey dripper event,
dope.
that would be dope.
Monday morning after dark talk and have a honey.
There you go, and we can recap.
Yes. So you guys get real nasty.
Yeah,
you already know.
I love it.
Michelle waiting.
Michelle like, so I'm coming. I'm calling you when it's over. We gonna put this together.
Right.
Michelle waiting on it.
Suave says, stay tuned. Yes, Suave. Waiting.
I'm
going to be careful what you ask for.
That part.
I want to get it, Imani. That's why I'm asking for it.
We're about to have people laid all the way the fuck out, yo.
Well, definitely we're gonna keep in touch. I'm already following you on IG anyway, so just be looking out for another message from us asking you to come back. You know, and you can come back anytime you want. Absolutely. You know, you Suave, like y'all real cool. I fell in love with y'all poetry, y'all stories, and definitely welcome back.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Appreciate you too. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up so Bars can eat.
Embarrassing me.
What? Is he going on breakfast or you
deboing the show? Like he literally deboed the show.
Like sitting here, I can't put it on mute. He
might be sitting there like this all day.
Like, where she at? You ain't see me? I've been sitting there like this all the whole show, like.
I was gonna tell you, say tell Bars to fuck off. No, I was writing in the chat, but then I deleted it because I didn't want to be rude.
Also gonna get you in trouble.
While y'all doing that, I'm gonna go grab a handful of nuts.
Like,
I'm gonna go grab a handful of nuts. That's all.
Those nuts.
yes.
What, you thought I was talking about my nuts? I mean,
Look, I don't know. I wasn't sure.
I mean, I could grab those too.
All right. I'm in trouble because we're gonna be sitting here 30 more minutes talking.
All right, y'all. I will see you guys soon. Oh, Michelle, I don't see you in school tomorrow. I have 1 more month left of school, y'all. I am done with IMS, baby. So congratulations to me.
Yes, congrats.
Early.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I can't wait. I hope it fly by. So yes, 1 more month left, and I am done with IMS. And yeah, so see you guys again Monday. Yeah. I hope you continue to tune in, Papi. And hey, y'all, please follow and subscribe to our page. We trying to get our following up. We always forget to mention that page, so we're mentioning that page now and continuing. So please follow and subscribe to our YouTube page, y'all. Please. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend,
right.
And a friend and a friend, and another friend, and your friend, and their friends.
And everybody friends.
Thank you, Ronnie. All right, we're gonna go again. I think Bar just lost 10 pounds, so we gonna.
He done left and got in the car. I ain't left.
Oh Lord, so Michelle really gotta go.
He's gonna leave you. You gonna be eating gas station food, so you better go.
Right.
Go to breakfast. All right, I'll see you guys Monday. I'll talk to you all before Monday, hopefully. And yeah, thank you again, Papi. Hope to see you soon. Yeah. Everybody for watching. Thank y'all. Follow our pages, like our Facebook page, Monday Morning Talk. Follow our Instagram, follow our YouTube, Monday Morning Talk. Have a good day.
Bye y'all.
Bye.